First off, I want to start off with Tejana and Maddie both hitting over 1,000 career points on Saturday. Just talk about what that meant to you as a coach and being able to see two of your players do that in the same exact game. Just give me all the feels behind that.
Yeah, I don't know how many times that happens where you have two players at the same time getting their 1,000th point. But man, what wonderful job they do just in everything. Without those two, we obviously wouldn't be where we are right now. And the things that they do on the board for us is just priceless, and I'm super happy for them. And what makes them special is they don't worry about stuff like that. They just want to do what's best for the team. And as a matter of fact, Maddie Stevens, she's a quiet player, and what I mean by that is we'll be ripping into her about not doing this, and then we'll look at the stat sheet and she's got a double-double by halftime type thing. And so she just makes simple plays and does what the team needs her to do, and so does Tay.
And then y'all dropped a close one to UAFS, and then again we saw that Big Four shine against Oklahoma Christian. I know you've mentioned rebounds are something that y'all need to improve on. How do y'all use both of those games, even though they were different outcomes, and use them to help y'all moving forward?
Yeah, it's the answer. It's the key to our team. Is we have to win the rebounding column, and that's what we spend most of our practices doing, is working on our defense and rebounding. And I don't think talent is going to win games. I really don't. I think the hard work has to match all of that, and if anything, it's got to be more than talent. And we've talked about that every day. Every game that we've won, even the games that we're not supposed to win, that was all because of their hard work. That was missing Thursday. And it wasn't necessarily that we weren't executing things. I was proud of some of that on Thursday, but our energy and effort was gone. And we learned a lesson, hopefully, with that. And then we came back and responded well on Saturday. And so I think at halftime we had given up one offensive rebound on Saturday, which I was really proud of. And that's what we've got to focus on.
And then my last question, y'all are heading to Hawaii this week, 2 games. How does competing in these tournaments and getting to see other competition rather than LSU play help y'all come early January, later January?
Yeah, I think it's healthy to face different competition from around the world. They're going to present different looks, and they're going to be different players. And so I feel like the girls being able to play in a different setting and being mature enough to be in a place like that to get themselves ready for games. Anybody can beat anybody at any time. I do know that these two teams have some really good shooters on their teams, and so we're going to have to do a good job of closing out on those guys and making sure that we do things right, and that's whether we're up by 20 or down by 20. We've got to make sure that we don't play down to anybody's level, and that's something that this team has to get better at. And they can beat anybody in the nation, but we can also lose to anybody in the nation, and so we've just got to make sure that we grow in that area.
Coach, you say that you can beat anybody and also lose to anybody. It kind of seems like that's been the story of the season so far. Sometimes y'all come out and you look amazing, you look even better than you did last year, and then other games come out. And it's not like y'all are flat, but it's like you're not playing at the same level. What do you think it's going to take to get to the point where you're coming in consistently at every single game?
I think the main thing is focus. We have got to come into every practice focused and ready to play that next game. I think that we've had a few distractions this year with different stuff, and we've got to eliminate those, and we've got to come in prepared to go. And that starts with the coaching staff. We've got to make sure that each player is comfortable with the game scout and ready to play their best in each game. And then it takes some maturity. You've got to be a mature team. You got to have good leadership in order to be ready for each game. You got to have tiger meat every game.
And no one ever wants to drop a conference game, especially not one at home. Do you think that was kind of a wake-up call for these ladies?
I hope so. And we had a come to Jesus meeting on Friday, and you hate to have those, but it was very well needed. And I do think that they know that they didn't play like they should have Thursday. And, you know, we could come up with excuses, but from day one, we've said there's no excuses. You get the job done and we get out of there. And they understand that and they responded well.
And on a lighter note now, you've already talked about the basketball you're going to be playing in Hawaii, but are you going to give the girls some time at the beach or anything?
Absolutely. And, you know, I think we feel like player experience is important. These girls come to work every day and give it everything they have for us in this school, and to be able to do this for them once every 4 years, it means a lot to us because we want to be able to give them something that they might not be able to get anywhere else. And it helps with recruiting, and it also we will be able to take them to Pearl Harbor for a day, and then they'll climb Diamond Head Peak, and then they'll get to do a luau. So yeah, they'll get to see a pig roasted or whatever it is. do some hula dancing.
All right, Coach, thanks.
Yeah,
Thank you.
thanks.
Good.
Yeah.
Thank you, Coach.
I love the dance.